Yo, welcome back. I'm still alive. I'm filming this right after Christmas, so hope you all had a good Christmas. It's 27th today. I figured I'd kind of do an update of what's going on here. But um, I'm watching 1320, the podcast with Vic Alvarez on there. But I figured I'd show you, kind of update what, Follow me on Instagram, by the way. If you don't follow me on Instagram, that's where I update the most, a lot. Because sometimes recording stuff, sometimes you just don't want to. But if you don't know, I windowed the block. So block, trash, crank, right there. Crank got trashed as well. So this is scrap metal right here. Excuse me, I got a cold. So yeah, it's winter, but car's here. You'll get an update about this here pretty soon. Let me turn on this light. Nothing's changed. Still fucking dark as shit in here. But look at that. What is that? What is that thing? Huh. Weird stuff. What's going on here? But so blew the motor at the track. What happened was the oil pump gears locked up, and then they just destroyed everything. Literally everything. If you go on Instagram, I posted pictures. Half of the piston was hanging off the block, and the other half, not the piston, half of the rod was outside the block and the other half was in the block. It was kind of weird. So I've been literally tearing blocks apart. You can see it's a mess here and all that. Oh my god, who's calling me? Hold up. Alright, anyway, as I was saying, literally everything's just everywhere. I've been testing and taking blocks apart, blah blah blah. There's a generator right here. But this is a big deal here. ABA block with a DSG. So that DSG is gutted. There's nothing in it. Did you know that a DSG weighs 100 more pounds than an O2J? That's fucking wild, dude. It's wild. That trans is, well, that one's gutted, but this is the one that I'm going to be using here. It's heavy as shit, like stupid heavy. So in the background, I've been kind of doing things here and there, so I already kind of built some mounts. It's not done, but I started already. I just didn't film because I don't know, one of those things. But I got a block here. I got brand new piston rods, all kinds of stuff to go over. I was actually like measuring the block, doing all stuff that I've never done before. And when I say that, I mean, oh shit, using an external mic and a dial bore gauge. I bought that stuff just to, I don't know, to teach myself new things. I went through my stuff, looking for gaskets that I have stocked up so I know what to buy. But I think for today, I have my, let's go over here. My Christmas box. So, Christmas box right here. What is this? Oh yeah, brand new oil pump. I got main and rod bearings with thrust washers. We'll go over these a little bit, and then I bought a ring filer. I got SPA rods. They came with this little, QC type thing where they measured, they weighed it, blah blah blah. They're steel rods, steel forged. We'll get to this when we get to this. And then the box of gaskets down here from Tectonics, and washer pistons from Tectonics as well. So shout out to Tectonics because he hooked it up big time. And then Check this out. I don't know if it'll say. Look at the compression number, huh? We're doing big things this year. But actually, I had Colin from Tectonics. That's what I was looking for. I had Colin from Tectonics mill the piston down a little bit. So let me grab it. Let's go on the table. So these are 12.3 to 1 compression pistons, but he milled them down to 11 to 5 because I mean I run E85, so get my snacks out of here. So this is, man, what the fuck? Who? Man, this shit's a mess. Hold up, give me a minute. Oh, my brand new piston, crap. But get that squared up. Alright, so I guess I'll do this. This should probably go. Do this, kind of like this. Alright, I hope this makes sense. These are what I was running before. These are JE 9 to 1. This is a stock piston. And then this is a Wasner 11 to 5. Well, they used to be 12.3, but now they're 11 to 5. Tectonics, Colin, milled them down. But look at the dish on a 9 to 1 piston. And then stock, not much. And then this, you gain quite a bit. I think this is 10 to 1 stock ABA compression. So, yeah. We'll see. And the other thing that I noticed between a JE and a Wasner is the bottom. Like, it looks like the JE maybe, you know. I thought, for whatever reason, I thought that JE had more meat down here compared to the Wasner. But, oh well, that's where I'm at. It feels very, very light. So hopefully it'll handle whatever. So I was running like 35 pounds of boost on the 9 to 1. So hopefully I won't have to run as much. And timing's gonna come down and blah blah blah, all that good stuff. Timing's gonna come down, boost's gonna come down. That's the goal. I hear stuttering. But this is what I want here, because I want to put the crank and actually do plastic gauge, check the clearance, and then going from there. All right.
So much, and he's grown so much since he's.
So I have two ABA cranks here. This one's OBD2 and this one's OBD1. I've never had them right next to each other, but I'm noticing like the counterweights on the OBD2 are much bigger than the OBD1, which is, I don't know. And then, you know, like this one's got, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe this crank, I don't have a scale to weigh it, but I feel like the OBD1 crank is lighter than the OBD2. I don't have a scale here, but I wish, because you can kind of tell, I don't know. Let's say like this guy right here. There's not a whole lot of meat, for lack of better words, on an OBD1 versus OBD2. So I feel like this one would probably spin faster because of, you know, it's lighter. So I mean, I just wanted to show you that. It's the first thing that I you know, one of the things, because I had them laying down here and I was like checking them out, and I have two OBD1 cranks, so, and I verified they both look exactly the same. And then also, this is a crank trigger wheel, 60-2. So I welded that little bolt on there so that we've had this one come off, and then car shuts off, out of timing, blah blah blah. So, and then you gotta pull the whole crank and put another crank and basically rebuild the motor because this came off. So weld the fucking bolts. If you're going for like big power, weld the bolts so it stays in there. But I was looking for this so I can flip this Johnny around and then check the clearance on the block.
John's the kind of person that
This
outside of work with friends.
the cylinder walls are not perfect.
Sees that like we're slammed.
They are not perfect. I did go in there with a a hone tool.
Those are the
What
kind
was
of
that?
people
I
that
dropped it. It was right there. It
I
fell.
would come and work cream factory
But
events and do
yeah,
anything
so
I could
I
just to
honed
help
it.
just 'cause
This cylinder is
any
not
way to
perfect.
see those were voids.
To get it
So, like,
perfect, I
now
think I would have had to
like,
get
this synergy,
83 mil
it works out
pistons,
great. And like the entrance road, like,
and then had this bored
that was
out the
hard to
machine
do.
shop to get them
It was
perfect.
even
But
harder when we
we're balling on a budget around here,
like,
so
who
that's
pays
how it's
for
gonna be.
what?
So I'm gonna
Yeah,
flip this over, put the crank in and the bearings, and then go from there.
Do we really need?
I guess I should have put this out there that disclaimer, I'm not an engine builder. Matter of fact, I have no clue what I'm doing here. But I'm checking for the main bearing clearance, and usually this sticks on the crank, but it's stuck here, so I still got the squish anyway. And then what are these called? I forgot. The plastic gauge. So I guess I can show you right here. Flip this Johnny around. Block is right there. You grab one of them little plastic gauges. It's literally like a little wire. Well, it's not a wire. It's plastic. It's pretty thin. Hope you can see it. But you put it on the journal, and then you put the bearing cap on and you squish it. And then it has like a little chart here. I'll flip you around. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube about how to do this, so watch a whole bunch before you start following me or doing what I'm doing. But once you put that plastic gauge in there, you'll get this squish in there, and then they give you a plastic gauge, and then you put it on there, and you can kind of measure where you're at with this. I would say I'm at about 15 thousandths, because one is a little too big. So 15, this is number 4. This is 15 on 4. This is number 1. Yep, 15 on 1. 15 on 1. What's this, number 2? 15 on 2. And then 5. 15 as well. So 15 thou all around. So I'm gonna grab these bearing caps, put them on the side. Dude, it's a mess here. I'm like, where do I put these things? Put them right over here. Everything's gonna need to be cleaned again. And then the hardware is there. And then you'll need your Bible. Good old Bible right here. Bentley. And then it'll say, I'm looking at this at the first time. 4-cylinder engines. What? Undersized. La, 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 la. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of confused. Wait. Connecting rod. Connecting rod. So you and I are doing this the first time. So I've never looked at what the stock specs are. Journal diameter. So connecting rod. Mains. So the mains are Are we on the looser side of things? I think maximum is. Wait, hold up. Also, you gotta make sure when you measure this stuff, we have inches and millimeters. So this side that I said 15 thou was in inches, and this side's in millimeters. Let me see what millimeters are compared to inches here. On this plastic gauge, it is going to be, come on, 0.3, 0.038, 0.038 millimeters. Yeah, according to this, .051's a little too small. 0.038 millimeters is where we're at. So, and based off of this, the 4-cylinder mains, that's what we're checking. And then they have a connecting rod on right here. We'll check that later. I'm going to assume the top numbers. Let me bring you close. Close if you don't have a Bentley. Maybe you know. I hope you can see. So, 4-cylinder mains. You got your minimum and then maximum, right? So we just check millimeters. On the minimum side of things is 0.022, and the maximum side of things is 0.042, and I just measured 0.038. So we're on the bigger side of things. Yeah, we're on the bigger side of things, because the bigger the gap, the bigger the squish means you're tight. The smaller the squish means you're pretty loose. So we're within spec, so but not by much. But then again, this is gonna be a big turbo. It is a big turbo car, so maybe we need a little bit more. No, we need that extra oil in there. But based off of this, we're in spec. I feel like I'm just rambling here. We're in spec. We're in between spec. Okay, 0.30 point whatever. So I put the crank back in with all the bearings and Loctited every single nut, or every single bolt, and a whole bunch of assembly lube on the bearings. And I did 48 foot-pounds and then a quarter turn. So these lines are facing this way and it's quarter turn on every single one of them. So crank spins pretty smooth, no binding, no nothing. So I'd say we're good to go here. So I think the next step would be to assemble pistons and rods. So before, I used to have JE 91 pistons and max speeding rods. These max speeding rods actually work. They took a beating. I would highly recommend to buy max speeding rods. I would have bought them again, but SPA Turbo had a deal going on. I think I bought them during Black Friday, and they're like $250. And I think these were like $350 or something like that when I bought them. But these things I've seen abused for 4 years. I said 4 years, and look at them; they still look good. So the only reason that rod, it chucked a rod and out the block, is because of the oil pump locked up and no oil to the bearings, and that. So I went with SPA. I said I'm a cheap ass, so whatever deal I can get, I'm taking it. It's an 8 valve. You don't need to be, I'm not building a 2J here. I'm building a single cam. It came with this like QC type whatever. They weighed it. They did the what is it called? The diameter on the big and the small end of the rods. So I guess that's good. And these are forged steel. Forged steel, right? Compared to max speeding, I think these are forged stainless. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure, but yeah, I feel like I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, this is what we have here, and of course we have 4 of them. So I'm gonna try and assemble. Not gonna try. I am going to assemble the pistons and the rods. Maybe I feel like I've done this before, I am pretty sure I have done this before in a previous video when I built the motor many moons ago. So I'm probably going to show maybe one and then not do it again, or just kind of time lapse the rest of the stuff. Make sure there's nothing in here. Motherfuckers didn't even give me a sticker. The tragedy. The tragedy, I tell you. Anyway. Looking at these, not gonna lie, I feel like visually. So, if you don't know, SPA Turbo, I think it's a Brazilian company, SPA Turbo. If you own an 8 valve, you know this company. You have to know. The fastest 8 valves are in Brazil. So that's all I'm gonna say. But at the same time, this max speed in the QC or the finish, I think looks better. The other thing that I'm noticing too is like SPA rods, they have these drilled holes here for oil in the small end, and right there, to distribute oil throughout the whole thing. But the max speeding rods do not have any of that. So I'm pretty sure there's gotta be something. Maybe on the top. I don't know, but that would be stupid. But it don't matter. Stock doesn't even have it, but I hope this will be better because, better oil flow. So I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, make me a little bit of space, and then we'll assemble the pistons and the rods. So I'm just gonna assemble one piston and rod, and then we'll go on from there. And then I'll time lapse the other one because the GoPro is about to die. But if you've never done this before, these little circlips go in here to prevent the pin. It stops the pin from sliding through, right? So Uh, this usually kind of sucks to do. This usually sucks. So just be careful, you know, because
it's very unhappy. No boost towards the end, it's just started dropping and dropping, then it wouldn't rev over 4 grand. Oh, man. That was a great race though. Good job, mate.
no, that's not it.
So good.
In Japan, Honda is part of the country's heartbeat. Born from hard work and big ideas, Honda put freedom on 2 wheels, then 4, and helped move an entire nation forward.
Grab the screwdriver.
To world-leading race engines, the spirit is real and the
I'm just
dream
gonna
is still alive.
push that clip in there.
Right here, in the Moto Combo and the Honda City Turbo 2.
Push it down, and you'll hear that click. And then I don't know, you are not gonna be able to see it, but there's a groove in there where that sits, and it stops the pin from going through. So, with that being said, let's see. This is how I'm gonna have this. Gonna grab some assembly lube. What do I do with that stuff? Lube this guy. And also lube this guy. I tried to fit this at, earlier, dry, and it was pretty tight. It was really tight. Oh. Alright. Oh my god. Never sand it in dry, guys. Works better when it's all lubed up. I'm just gonna... Oh, come on. Come on. It's not all the way through. I'm gonna have to push this Johnny through. Come on. There we go. It's all the way through. Now, grab the other circlip. Throw it in. Make sure that clip goes in that groove. Make sure it's all pushed in there. This is in there pretty good. And that's that. So just gotta assemble the rest of them. Easy peasy. So I had to start over because I put the crank in, I had the rods and everything assembled, and the rods were hitting the sides, like up right here. I think there's one, I don't know if you can tell, but there's one that I marked. Anyway, it was hitting right here because I guess these are SPA rods and these are max speed, and I guess the SPA are a little bit wider here, down here, versus this. Stock is, stock is skinny as shit. But the SPA ones are pretty wider on the bottom, closer to the big end. So, stock, there's already clearance. Oh man, can you even tell? Let me see. I'm gonna grab my phone, get this light on. But I had to get in there with a filer. Or is it called a finger filer? One of them. And kind of file the edges so that stock. I mean, so that the rods can fit. But if you look at a stock block, there's already, it looks like it's been clearance from factory. So I just kind of use those marks to just, you know, file them until I had clearance. But now we're good, so I'm just gonna assemble everything. Or